Here at ACO Radio, American Communications Online, or any affiliated stations or websites are not responsible for what guest hosts or call-ins may say. All programming is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, world. Oh, wow. Hope you're having a great and wonderful, beautiful day around the world. And I do mean world. We have gone international, not that we weren't before, but we just didn't really have it in our psyche, did we? Growing up in America, this is Teresa Jeanette Thurmond Morris, and my husband is deceased, but I still use his name Morris because it's closer in the alphabet to the beginning. And all my life, I've stood in the back of the lines in school. If you remember how that was in America, if your name started with a T, you were always way back in the line. So I decided, even though he's passed on, I was his wife 20 years, and I miss him so much. Thomas Ray Morris, I'm thinking of you on the other side. So this show is all about helping those on the ground, the boots on the ground, those that are in the grassroots, in the hedges, and all the people that vote with their purchasing power. That is their almighty power in voting with one vote. So everyone in America is important, but even more so when you become of voting age, as most of you found out in the last year of 2020. So hindsight is 2020, and today I'm glad to still be alive. So God bless America. God bless everyone. Little Tiny Tim, too, wherever you are, all those out there working that are disabled, and doing your best to survive and thrive on a planet that is all about learning what you can do to help others, be in service to others, and this is my part. It does cost me, so anybody that likes what you hear today, I would appreciate it. If you make a small donation, would help me stay on the air. I will come and do this more often, so please let me know, because now that I have some time in the world, I'm going to help others with all of our associations that are unincorporated associations online, social media, and helping others just to know that they exist so they have some feedback. Now, changing my whole reality around, because I'm not usually an early person, and I hope you can hear me because I don't know how to turn off this Facebook. Oh, great. Great. Well, folks, this phone, I've got to swap my phones today because this one's going to keep cutting me off because of the way it's built with me and my apps. I've apparently given more importance to apps such as Facebook, and I've got to change those settings. So if you can hear me, I'm going to be just a moment here, a little technical operation going on, and do my best to keep myself where you can hear me while I welcome other people into our reality, into the TJ Morris world, and hope I can keep you interested for the next little bit of time with women that do work from home, and that includes me. We're all out here trying to learn to survive together, and due to my phone complications, I don't know if you can hear me or not. So let me get on. Today's guest is Melinda T Clare. She's also a woman at home building a business. I've never met her. And we're going to do our best to attempt to talk today about some things that have changed in our life. It's got a little bit more complicated since I grew up. Now, she's younger than me. Melinda T Clare, is that you, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Teresa J. Morris.
Oh. Thank you. I was talking away, and my phone had put me on hold. These electronics seem to have more power than we give them, or if we give it to them, some of us baby boomers, as my great-granddaughters call me, the boomers, that we're so old we don't know how to operate our phones properly, and this is true in my case. So, Melinda T. Clare, we're going to talk today about Women's Lunch on Wednesday, something new, and I'm doing this strictly for Melinda T. Clare. She must have some very powerful spiritual goodness in her to get me to want to get up, because I was up till 1 o'clock working around the world last night, because I do website building. For those of you that want to know what I do as a developer, I am one of those people that put the information around different websites for different groups and associations and help them be visible in their groups that work in social media. And a lot of people do this every day. We're slaves to social media. But I've been paying to have an BTR account since 2012, Blog Talk Radio with Mr. Levy out of New York. And I've invited Melinda T. Clare today after the many years. I began in June, Melinda. June, this is my anniversary coming up. June 3rd is the official day when I paid my bill, and began in 2012. So how many years is that, Melinda? So next year,
so now that's 9 years.
Okay, so you are joining me at the 9th year, which is a number in numerology, number 9, the ending. 9 long years doing radio shows.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Well, good. Well, we're starting all over again, and you must be blessed.
I'm delighted to take in the opportunity and chance to work with you, seeing that you have so many projects and so many different things that you can offer a person and teach. Your life is rich, as you know, and I'm just like a book. Actually going to be learning more from you, because you never stop learning. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 80 or 90. If you have a PhD, I have a Master of Science, but I don't think you stop learning, only if you really want to shut that down. But you just continue to learn and blossom as a human being on the planet, and there's just so much to learn from other people like yourself, who is really skilled at various skills and skill sets of technology, and I appreciate that with a great abundance to the universe.
Wow, and that's not a paid infomercial, folks. That was good, Melinda, and I appreciate that. So I'm turning on my other phone.
You're welcome, because when I continue to read about you and see the things that you put up on the internet, it's abundance. You talk about different topics, sciences. You talk about teaching and educating people, and that's a big thing we need to do today in general. A lot of people don't realize how important knowledge is. They really don't. I don't think some people grasp that. I don't know if it's where you're from, because I was born and raised in New York City. And, when I came up, and that's not that long ago, my mother raised me with the value system that the education that you get is going to be like a blueprint. But I don't think it's only just a blueprint, but it gives you wings you can fly. I have wings. I can go anywhere. If I didn't want to stay in America, years ago, even now, and I've had my master's for some time, I can go anywhere, because people respect you when you have more knowledge. It's just, you can't explain that almost to a certain degree, And I think with our country and where we're going, we should be looking towards getting more educated, notoriety for things, having the skills we need for jobs, computer skills. The communication skills are very important, Like I said, where you come from, whether it's a southern state versus a this state, the north state, whatever. But we all should come with impeccable skills, communicating to each other that we can have a conversation, and walk away with something, knowing that person described this, that, and the other, and whatever that situation was. You know, a lot of times people don't want to communicate. Why? Because they don't have the skill set, you know. And like I said, it depends on where you're from. Some people, some places in the state, the country, make it a big deal that you have these skills, whether you get a degree in them or you minor in classes. I was always encouraged to minor in stuff. For instance, I minored in Black and Puerto Rican Studies and Spanish. I took Spanish in college too, and I was able to utilize it in teaching. So knowledge is a powerful thing. It gives you wings. It gives you the ability to do things that others can't, because you're stopped if you don't have the knowledge. And if you have the more skill set and the training combined with it, you got a lot of awakenings and things that you can do with your life. So the life that I see when I read about you, Teresa, and stuff like that, you know, that's what I see and hear and feel. And that it's a wonderful energy because there's always something to learn. You never stop.
Well, you have obviously been able to grasp communication skills, especially being a teacher. I'd like to learn more about you, Melinda, because usually on this particular show, the way I built this was around doing interviews when a person first comes on, and all of us do it, even Google. We do the first is to get to know you, the person. So since this is a good opportunity today for women and Wednesday lunches, if people like it, we can ask them to let us know, and we'll bring you back. But let's get started with a story of origin of you, because I hear a New Jersey accent that my former co-host for almost 9 years, Thomas Anthony Sinisi of New Jersey, he had the same accent. So were you born in New Jersey? Tell us about you, where you were born, your family. I was born and
raised in Brooklyn, New York, East Flatbush, New York, to be exact. And I lived there for many, many years, my early upbringing. And when I was about 20, I left Brooklyn, and then I went to Hunter College, and I lived in Manhattan for some years. And then I moved to Long Island, and then I moved to Staten Island. But, you know, I basically lived a good years of my life in Brooklyn. So that's where I was born and raised.
And your parents, are you, like I'm like fifth generation immigrant from Europe?
My mother is from the Caribbean. She's from Jamaica, Westmoreland, Jamaica, born and raised there. And my dad is from Grenada, and he is the first African-American captain of the United States for the Staten Island Ferry.
Whoa, what a pedigree
now,
you
if I gave you his name, it comes up on the internet because they had a big party for him when he retired after 30 years of service. And, that's my history. I have a little bit. My grandparents. My grandmother was from Jamaica as well. She was from Clarendon, Jamaica, and she came here when she was in her late 60s, almost 70s, I say. And she passed away maybe almost 20 years ago. And she was a wonderful soul. She wasn't highly educated, but she had a great presence and just something about her that kept the family together. And I kind of took a lot of that. So that's kind of like where my strength comes in when things were going in life and problems. I kind of went to that side of my head, and it's like it brought me joy and comfort because she was strong. She always said, don't let people step all over you. You know, you're light-skinned, don't let them she was the opposite of me. She was very dark-skinned. And she goes, they're treating you like, you have no sense, so you're stupid. like that.
Oh, wow.
And she, you know, with what she came up with and how she knew best,